What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and today's video, yes, exciting. Dan Friedkin, I keep saying man, so I've got to be careful. Friedkin, it's edging closer, I believe. I think an announcement is imminent. Roma fans and Roma press do believe that it is imminent. A lot of them thought it would be 24 hours. These things do take time, so I'm not stressed about it, but I do think this is the way it's going to go. Everton have also been linked with a move for Tim Ibrunam. We're going to go with that. For the benefit of this video, we're going to talk and say Tim. And also, we're going to talk about the fixtures a little bit, but we're not going to talk and concentrate about the first games. We can mention them. Look, the first game of the season is at home to Brighton. First away game is the week after, which is away at Spurs, which it's not unusual, is it? Other standout fixtures, December. Just look at December. It's a joke. And we end the season away from home. But last game at Goodison Park is Southampton, which I don't know how I feel about that. I get not having the game last game of the season. I do get that, because them games are always on a Sunday or it's Saturday 3 o'clock games. Whereas it would be nice maybe to have Goodison on a later kick-off or something memorable under the lights, for example, something like that. So I get all of that. So we'll talk about those things. So let's get started with the players. To start with, Everton have been linked with Tim from Aston Villa, a player that is a really capable footballer. He's valued at probably around £10 million. Hasn't made loads of games for Villa. He's had a few injury issues, but he is a player that they rate. He's a player that they think highly of. But the reason why he might be leaving is because he wants to play football, and Aston Villa have got an absolute abundance of central midfielders. They've been linked with Amadou Onana, which could mean potentially that they sort of do this type of deal where there's money in Onana depending on June's cut off, etc, etc, etc. So it's all very exciting, but the facts are simple as we've been linked with this player. He's 20 years old. So again, you're spending £10 million on potential talent. I actually don't have an issue with this signing at all. The videos I've seen of him, the small amounts of game time I've seen, he looks a player. He looks like a player who can carry the ball, who would put a foot in, who can tackle, who's quick, who's got good feet. He looks like a ball-carrying midfielder. He looks like he could be an 8 or a 6. He just looks like a player that could turn out to be a good signing. I'm not against this move whatsoever. I'm really not against this move whatsoever. I think it's a bit of a gamble. I get that, but sometimes these gambles pay off. And the way that Everton are going to be setting up for the future, it's going to be buying more talented young players and hopefully them turning into good signings and selling them on at a profit. Certainly until Everton can get back to the upper echelon, to the Premier League and challenging for Europe. So look, no issues with this from me. I think he's a good player. He'll be in and around the substitutes at least. I don't think he'll start tons of games, but we just don't know. He just looks a decent player from what I've seen, and for £10 million these days, I don't think that's a bad move. I'm also interested to see what happens in terms of outgoings, because obviously we've been linked with Onana moving to Arsenal and Villa. Branthwaite has been linked to Manchester United, and again today to Real Madrid. And there's other players like Calvert-Lewin being offered a new deal. Will he stay? Will he go? There's players like Neil Maupay, which we'd prefer not to be here, for example. There's players in and around the squad that may be leaving. So from a PSR perspective, apparently we might have only broke it marginally. So it could be a case of one of these players like Maupay or these academy players actually help us, actually get us over the PSR line, and we don't have to worry about flogging Onana on a cheap or flogging Branthwaite on a cheap. So I'm not as negative around all of the PSR stuff. I think Everton will find a way to get through it. I just hope it's not selling Branthwaite. I can semi-live with Onana. I think there's a player in there, but I don't think we've seen the best of him at Everton. He looks good for Belgium. I mean, there's no doubt. I thought he played well for Belgium last night, but for Everton, we don't see it on a consistent basis. And it may be because the players around him aren't as good as Belgium. I mean, we'd have given them a game last night, Belgium. I mean, we really would have. I didn't think they were very good at all. I thought they were boring. They scored 2 goals that were both offside. Lukaku's still a goal scorer. We could see that. That would be a great move, wouldn't it? So I think that's where we are in terms of players going in and out at the minute. I don't think there's anything amazingly scary. Let's talk about Dan Friedkin. Rumours are that deal was going to be announced within 24 to 48 hours after Sunday. Now, it's now Tuesday. People's heads are starting to fall off. I really don't think you need to. All of the things that I'm hearing from the Roma press and the Roma associations and the Italian fans over in Rome is that Everton is very much on Dan Friedkin's radar. He wants to do the deal. He's keen to do the deal. And I think it is more of a case of just time rather than anything else. He's already lining up moves behind the scenes, which include his son being on the board and being quite a prominent figure in the Everton, future going forward. I think it's fine. I think we need to just take a chill pill, calm down, get on with it, and I'm sure it will get announced in due course, really. So let's not stress. And what it means is Everton can potentially go into the season knowing where we're going, having a bit of direction. Sean Dyche is going to be put under pressure, which I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but I felt like he did a decent job, if I'm being honest. So I think it would be almost semi-harsh. But I criticised Dyche for most of the season, so it's a difficult one. But this Dan Friedkin, I do think it could be a game changer for Everton. It really could. I don't think he's coming in here to mess about. He's coming in to get these debts gone, to sort out what he's doing in terms of the future of Everton Football Club. Probably investing in some decent players, maybe young. I expect there will be a few big signings, but most of the time it will be these gems. And I'm fine with that at the minute. Everton need to grow slowly, not try and do what they did last time. They need to do it properly, and that's what excites me about this project, this situation. And I think it'll be amazing. Really, the last thing really. Although I haven't mentioned Mason Holgate and Michael Keane, they could also go in terms of PSR. You never know. And the last thing I wanted to mention was the fixtures. Now, Everton's last game at Goodison Park will be a home game against Southampton. Would I have preferred it to be an Arsenal or an Aston Villa? Probably, yeah. Probably. Because I know Everton probably on paper, depending on touchwood. But as long as we are where we are, we like to think we'd beat Southampton. I am worried that it's not the occasion that it could... the most played fixture in English football, Everton against Aston Villa, it's not that game. The fact that Everton and Arsenal are the two mainstays of the top division, it's not that game. It's a game against Southampton, which probably means very little. The Southampton players will be blown away by it. The Everton players will be blown away by it. We will be blown away by it. We're not used to saying goodbye to something that means so much to us. And it will be like losing a family member. Let make no bones about it. Yes, it's brick and mortar and some tiled roof and some wooden and plastic seats and the toilets and manky and all sorts of stuff. But it's our home. It's Goodison Park. It's the best stadium in this country by a country mile, and we are leaving it. It's going to break our heart, and I almost would have liked it to have broken our heart against a team that, no disrespect to Southampton, but mean a little bit more. It is what it is. The first game of the season's Brighton, again at home. I think it's a game that Everton can go and get a result. Tottenham at home, away. Sorry, so the first away game. Standout games for me are always Liverpool. They sort of stuck it in where you semi-expect them to. December's a nightmare, always is. Man City on Boxing Day yet again. I kind of feel like they just press regen on some of these fixtures and leave the rest because it's atrocious. But yeah, I am semi-excited. I think we're getting into it now. We just need to get confirmation on this deal. Spend a bit of money or understand what's going on. MSP's going to be paid off. I think we're all good. I think we're all good. I think we're all excited. I think we just need to keep going, guys. Keep positive. But yeah, good times are ahead. John sends his love from Spain. He is absolutely roasted, mate. He is roasted. It's beyond a joke how red that man is. It's quite funny, but he is cooked. Absolutely cooked. I said to him, how hot is it? He's like, 28, 30 degrees, something like that. He's wearing factor 10. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him. So, yeah, all good. We will leave it there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Short video tonight, obviously, without John, so no real debate. But what I would say is what John says is usually rubbish and our jokes. And have a good one. Keep smiling. Up the toffees. Peace.